What's up, everybody? This is Sunko. I'm back. Today is 2022, January 26th. Wow, January is almost gone. And I remember the day when it was the last day of 2021. It was normal day, and it was like the same as the other days. It was nothing different. And time really, really flies. I mean, it's already January 26th. Uh, I know time will fly again, and next thing you know, uh, it's gonna be December 2022. Mm. Until then, uh, I'm gonna really keep focusing on what I do uh, and doing YouTube pretty much every day. Not every day, like I won't lie. It's gonna be hard for me to keep the promise. Uh, I'm gonna put an effort into it. Like I'll be doing it like, as often as possible. Mm. These days, I do it at least twice, once to 2 days, and it's been so far so good, right? Okay. Anyway, okay. A lot of things has happened lately. I know that Bitcoin has gone down drastically. You know, uh, normally we go to web page and look for a news, right? And whenever I go into the web page, named Naver, uh, I look through some of the news mm, that has come up recently, and uh, recently, the news that caught my attention was uh, the news about Bitcoin, how it went down uh, by like 5% or so. It really breaks my heart, but there's nothing I can do about it because I mean, what do you think you can do? Because I mean, I got no power, right? Uh, I just take it for granted and then leave it as it is. And then I'm not gonna ever sell it because I know that it's gonna go up soon or in the future, and I'm gonna just pretend like nothing has ever happened. And hmm, yeah, yeah, I'm not gonna ever look at the chart either because mm, uh, it's only gonna change my emotion, in terms of trading stock. Um, Emotional perspective is really important. So mm, yeah, let's go to Yahoo Finance. What do we have? Zax Investment and Market Beat. Hmm. Let's go through articles one by one. Okay. Hmm. Bitcoin crypto crash muddies the regulatory waters. Yeah. See, offshore holdings went up by 3%. The children's place went up by 5%. Paladin, wow, 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 wow. Mm. Like a couple of days ago, it went up by 10%, and I was like, oh, Paladin is on fire. But now it's now gone down by 10%. Mm. Let's look at the chart and see what happened. Uh, let's see. See, a couple of days ago, it went up to the point where it was 29 points, but then now it's gone down to 26. Uh, hmm. See, it's a risky part of trading uh, the stock in the states, not in the states, like the stock, U.S. company stock. It goes up and down in a way that makes you like have a headache because it's so how can I put it? Uh, it's so drastic, right? After a vicious stock market sell-off, it's time to buy gold, man. Okay, AT&T quarterly revenue basis estimates. Strong insider buying could point to bottom in these two stocks. Okay, Goldman City Strategy says it's not time to buy stocks route. It's Jerome Powell time, and one Wall Street bank warns the S&P 500 could fall under 20%. Goldman Sachs says the bull market will. ARK investment stocks buy and watch 7 stocks say Kathy Woods or ETFs own Tesla Dash. You can still find a haven in tech stocks. These 20 offer the safety net of highly stable profits. 3 strong buy stocks are too cheap to ignore. Okay, tech sell-off continues. Signs point to a bubble burst. Has the bull run ended for Indian stock market? Has the bull run ended for Indian stock market? Like I said earlier, I received my monthly payment today, and I'm gonna keep holding it till I really see the opportunity. I know opportunity is everywhere at this point, but it seems like mm, it's been downtrend. So I'm just gonna mm, hold my uh hold my you know how can I put it? I'm just gonna hold it. Okay. 4 growth stocks, 4 value stocks buy. Nasdaq will fall into bear market, Walton Caesar says. These 5 signals will tell you when the Wall Street correction is over, says veteran strategist. Is Roblo stock a buy right now after reporting key November metrics? Waiting for the perfect moment may not be the best strategy. 3 things Americans can do right now as stock market plunge. That the wild rumpus thought is the US facing a stock market super bubble. China cheap stocks to swept up in tech route despite lower valuation, faster growth. Here are Wall Street's favorite Nasdaq stocks as signals around bottoms are starting to appear. Okay. Kathy Woods Art Invest predicts Bitcoin could exceed 1 million by 2030. Okay. Futures Europe stocks rally with all eyes on Fed. Warren Buffett stocks what's inside Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio. Future Europe stocks rally with all eyes on Fed. The markets wrap. Stock market news live update. Stock futures rebound ahead of Fed decision. At least 4 stocks have withdrawn IPO plunge in the last 24 hours amid highly volatile equity markets. A guide to the Fed meetings as it seeks to tame inflation. US stock future climbs ahead of Fed outcome. More earnings. Apple, Qualcomm stock among the 5 best stocks to buy or watch now. 2 strong buy dividend stocks with great buyback programs. Is Coinbase stock a buy right now as Bitcoin dives below $34,000? Gupta is working with Goldman Sachs Morgan Stanley on IPO. January tech stock winners are the takeover targets. Tesla, ablash into earnings 3 things to watch. After vicious stock market sell-off, it's time to buy Goldman Sachs. Thankfully, the Fed has stopped digging, but it has a lot of work to do before it gets us out of hole we're in. AT&T earns revenue top users. Telecom giant is early 2022 winner. A fully digital US dollar, Fed released a study of potential contender to cryptocurrency. Here's what big tech regulation might look like. How Harry Potter enchanted HBO. A fully digital US dollar, Fed released study of potential contender to cryptocurrency. Is Lucy Motor stock about right now as Lucy Air named the best car to buy 2022? Chip short-lived U.S. companies dangerously low on semiconductors, report says. Warren Buffett stocks, Google stock, Facebook stock among 17 stocks on the screen. Sterling's is Nvidia stock a buy. Chip giant has work to do after tumbling from highs. Fed will raise its policy interest rate above the inflation rate sooner rather than later, says ex-governor Kuo Chu resigned last month. The cost of Microsoft stock post-earnings roller coaster ride won't be the last. What to watch when the stock market opens today? Dow Jones futures jump as Microsoft leads. Fed meeting, Tesla earnings loom for a volatile market. Three market gurus tell you exactly when stocks will stop falling. Stock market back. Rivian and other electric vehicle stocks gets clobbered amid sell-off. Monday, Walsh performing stocks in the S&P 500 are down as much as 42% for 2022. Chip Armageddon reveals how terrifyingly fragile the U.S. supply chain actually is. Microsoft top analyst expectation quarter two as cloud revenue soars 46%. Is Motor stock a buy or sell after forging a new deal for Center Drugs? These are the five best EV stocks to buy and watch now. Intel, Nvidia, AMD stocks are getting hammered. Big money is waiting to buy the deep. Bitcoin claws back from crypto crash, but one bear case. Sees $14K as next step. Crypto Bull says we could see another 20% fall. Okay, there are a lot of articles to read. And okay, let's read the articles one by one. We got like 20 articles tonight, okay? So I'm gonna just briefly read all of it. After a brutal 2 weeks for the market this month, Goldman Sachs is saying it's about time for investors to dip their toes in the volatile waters, not whole hog on adding risk assets to the portfolio, but a nibble. To the extent that zero interest rate policies, negative real estate rates, and quantitative easing have been supportive for risk assets, it is understandable that a perceived move away from these supports should cause a correction, particularly given high valuations, but this adjustment has now been reflected in the markets, and the downside risk from here are much lower. So long as the economy can grow, a risk appetite indicator has fallen back, suggesting we're getting closer to levels that have typically been a good entry point for longer-term investors, said Goldman Sachs strategist Peter Oppenheimer on Wednesday. Oppenheimer and similar by the deep comments from his peers at JP Morgan Citigroup come following an otherwise insane start to the trading week. As Yahoo Finance's markets reported Alexander Samova, the Dow Jones Industrial Average saw another massive intraday rebound on Tuesday. The index recovered from a drop of more than 800 points to and down just 0.19%. Okay. Now, basically, this article says it's time to buy. The vicious start is about to be over. Okay. Strong insider buying could point to a bottom in these two stocks. Recent market volatility is enough to make your head spin and can cause plenty of confusion for retail investors seeking a solid market strategy. It's tempting to look to the experts, but that raises another question. Which experts are best to follow? Probably the best experts to follow are the corporate insiders. These are the company officers and upper management or the board of directors in upper management or the board of directors who have both direct access to their company's inner workings and responsibility to their shareholders for bringing in profits. Right? Yes. Okay, the combination makes their stock purchases a popular data point for investors seeking an expert opinion. Investors can look to these moves using Keep Ranks Insider's Hot Stocks tool, and we've used that tool to do just that. Find a couple of stocks whose price has dropped over the past year, and that drop has coincided with some informative buy insider trades. Let's take a closer look. Luminar Technology, the first stock we're looking at, Luminar Technologies, works in the emerging autonomous vehicle sector, where it develops vision-based lidar systems essential for self-driving cars. Lidar, or light detection and ranging, is the chief sensor technology, allowing self-driving vehicles to see and sense their environment to avoid obstacles and exploit traffic gaps. Luminar is working on advanced new lidar systems, starting from the semiconductor chips, but including sensors, transceiver receivers, and processing electronics to give autonomous vehicles the best perception capabilities possible. This tech firm entered the public market in 2020 through a SPAC merger with gorgeous Metropolis in a deal that brought Luminar $590 million in cash and Stellar Laser. A ticker opened on the Nasdaq on December 3rd of that year. Even though the stock is down, this new tech company has also been reporting rising revenues. Its most recent reported quarter. Okay. Star Equity Holdings. Next up, Star Equity is the holding company with subsidiaries and positions in the healthcare, construction, and investment sectors. The company's healthcare division focuses on the design, development, manufacture, and marketing of medical imaging products and systems for mobile imaging services. Stop. Goldman City Strategy says it's now time to buy stocks routes. Okay, after sell-off that put global stocks on course for their worst month since the start of the pandemic, strategists from Goldman Sachs Group Inc. Group Inc. says it's now time to buy. Okay, so what should I buy? To be sure, not all are turning positive. Barclays push strategies led by Emmanuel Cole wrote in a note today that mutual funds and retail investors remain very overweight equity. So more de-risking is possible if fundamentals worsen. So the positive calls are growing. Strategists at Bank of America Corp wrote on Tuesday that investors should buy some dips in the U.S., recommending stocks with strong fundamentals and less vulnerability to macroeconomic factors, including cheap companies, Applied Materials, and Broadcom Inc. It's Jerome Powell time, and on one Wall Street bank warns the S&P 500 could fall under 20%. Goldman Sachs says the bull market will continue. Goldman Sachs, Wall Street Bank, S&P could fall under 20%. Okay. Markets have risen since the Federal Reserve announced through the release of the December minutes that the central bank would like to take a big whack at a $9 trillion balance sheet rather than keep it at that lofty level. Value stocks, they argue, will continue to be boosted by transition from quantitative easing to quantitative tightening as the Fed pivots from fighting deflation to fighting inflation. Okay, what are Kathy would pick? Aki ETFs. How do you invest Aki invest stocks to buy and watch? Roku, Coinbase Global, DraftKings, Coinbase Global. Okay, Coinbase Global. Teladoc Health, Tesla, and Zoom Video, Coinbase Global. It's from what I remember, it's already put on my watch list. But let's see if it's true or not. Yes, it's on my watch list. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. DraftKings. What is DraftKings? DraftKings, my watch list. Consumer. DraftKings. DraftKings. Okay. Roku, Block, Tesla, Teladoc Health, Zoom Video. Software infrastructure, Square Up, Block. It's on my watch list now. Teladoc Health and Zoom Video. It's an online sports platform that all users play daily fantasy games and win cash prizes. The company is poised to take advantage of the expanding legalization of digital sports betting across the US. Okay. DraftKings. Roku stock. Why Tesla is one of the top or invest stocks. Can you skip? You can still find a haven in tech stocks. These 20 offer the safety net of highly stable profits. What are the 20 that they offer? Investors are okay. Come on, I cannot read this unless I subscribe this. Let's go over to the next 3 strong buy stocks that are too cheap to ignore. What are they? The first stock on our radar is Alteryx, a California-based software company with a range of products to power data analytics and machine learning, making it possible for enterprise clients to make decisions, fine-tune end user products, and streamline operations based on real-time information. The company dates back to the 1990s tech boom and currently boasts over 7,000 customer companies worldwide. Alteryx will release its fourth quarter 21 numbers next month, but a look back at the third quarter's results may be informative. Despite these positive signs for the company, Alteryx shares tumbled 59% over the past 12 months. Okay. Overall, there are seven recent analyst reviews here, breaking down 6-1 in favor of buy, breaking down 6-1 in favor of buy over hold, and supporting the strong buy consensus rating. The stock is selling for $50 and it's $101 average price target implies 1 year upside of minus 100%. Dog Creek Technologies. With this next stop, we'll switch over to the East Coast, where Boston-based software company Dog has made its mark in the insurance industry. Dog Creek produces cloud-based software industry-specific to the insurance sector, a large market with specific needs in accounting, underwriting, and other financial activities. The company's software has found users among the industry's biggest names, including AIG, Geico, and Liberty Mutual, and is also popular among smaller regional players. The company went public in August of 2020, and its stock generally held between $40 and $50 per share before it collapsed in October 2021. The collapse came after Dr. Creek released earnings for fiscal fourth quarter. Dog Creek Technologies. All of this bodes well for the future, and writing from Raymond James analyst sets out a similarly upbeat view. Elastic. Last but not least is Elastic, an American-Dutch company offering SaaS software solutions for searching, security, access logs, observability, and analytics. The company's software has found its place among some of the business world's biggest names as diverse as Adobe, Audi, T-Mobile, and Walmart. Elastic give customers from major corporations to small-time bloggers uh, the ability to explore, parse, and analyze their data through customizable search functions. Elastic has shown a classic growth stock profile with rising revenues and regular quarterly EPS losses as the company channels funds into development and marketing initiatives. Oh, it's on my watch list already. Okay. In all, this company has attracted plenty of analyst attention with a total of 13 recent reviews. These include 10 buy and holds to back a strong buy consensus. The average price target of $168.55 suggests an upside of minus 114% from the current share price of $79. Tech sell-off continues. Signs point to a bubble burst. Tech rout continues. History says its sign point to a bubble burst. About 40% of Nasdaq stocks. Uh, For someone who has been watching the stock market streams recently, the color red seems to dominate. Yes, yes, that's right. Colors. Yes, the color red seems to dominate. That's the right expression. And by far, after it gained 22% last year, the Nasdaq stock index down almost 18% from its November high. Hmm. It has entered the correction territory, which means it has dropped more than 10% from its recent highs. The sell-off continued on Monday as the index was down almost 4% at the time of writing. More than half of the Nasdaq 3,000 stocks were attacked. Its size point above a burst. The The fall of the Nasdaq, which comes after several months marked by records, makes some say that we're in a tech bubble which is about to burst, while others believe that it is just an inflatable balloon which is deflating. Has the bull run ended for the Indian stock market? The year 2022 has begun badly for the Indian stock market. Indian market too is having a hard time. Over the past five trading sessions, key domestic indices Sensex and Nifty 50 have both plunged by over 6% due to losses in financial and technology stocks. On January 25, at the time of publishing this report, the Sensex was down 245 for growth stocks, for value stocks to buy. And what do we have? Okay. These top growth stocks and value stocks are good ways to balance the portfolio. Although growth stocks have dominated much of the last decade, you wouldn't know that from the early days of 2022, some of the most richly valued stocks in the market have been the hardest hit in the wider stock market sell-off, and boring value stocks like AT&T, Berkshire Hathaway, and Coca-Cola have all handily outperformed the market. They said plenty of value and growth stocks alike are trading at discounts. Investors can take their pick of some great companies in each category. Which area you opt to focus on will largely depend on your risk tolerance. Software in you, it's rare to see the sort of dominance that Unity wields in its industry. Value stock FedEx Corp. Everyone's familiar with logistics and shipping giant. Yes. Lashing. An apartment access and security company has eye-popping expectations even by the standards of most growth stocks. An extremely young company, Latch had no revenue in 2020. The key metric for Latch, which has to wait for apartments to be built before it can truly sell its hardware and software system, is total bookings, an approximation of future revenue. Wells Fargo growth meta platforms, AutoZone. Don't get scared away by the nearly $2,000 per share price tag for this international auto parts retailer. At less than 19 times earnings, that's actually a rather low price for steady, high quality business that's resilient to economic downturns. Last quarter, the company saw revenue growth of 16.3% as domestic same store sales. Hmm. With the average age of a car on the road in the US now more than 12 years old, a record high, AutoZone has broader societal trends going for it too. Sophie Technologies Inc., the San Francisco-based fintech Sophie Technology, Sophie. Hmm. It's the company that my sister has been continuously talking about, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. Uh, but now it seems that it's also on one of the stock lists. Hmm. That needs to that needs attention. Sophie Technologies rounds out last of the growth stocks on this list. Okay. So the value stocks aren't always the timeless opportunities, and still dynamics which has shed more than 50% to start 2022. These five signals will tell you when the Wall Street correction is over, says a veteran strategist. Okay, nope. Is Robble stock buy right now after reporting key November metrics? Hottest metaverse stock soaring more than 40% after its latest earnings report. Is Roblox stock about right now? It's a popular video game platform that's considered to apply on the emerging metaverse, a next generation version of the internet, after soaring more than 40% in its latest quarterly earnings report. Is Roblox stock a buyer in the current stock market weakness? Waiting for the perfect moment may not be the best strategy. Three things Americans can do right now as stocks market plunge. Okay, need subscription. Let the wild romper start. Is the US facing stock market super bubble? The tech sector led US stock markets on a pandemic boom last year. Uh, Now markets are whipsawing on fears that the Federal Reserve will end the era of easy money, all while a potential war in Ukraine looms. Some warn of a bigger correction to come on a scale not since the dot-com crash of the late 1990s. Chief stocks swept up in the tech route despite lower values, faster growth. Here, Wall Street's favorite Nasdaq stock as signals around bottoms are starting to appear. The Nasdaq 100 index is down 14% from its 52-week high. Analysts sees as much as 72% upside for 8 favorite stocks. Subscription. 2030, AUG Investment Management, the firm led by star manager Kathy Wood, predicts that Bitcoin's price could exceed $1 million by 2030 as the cryptocurrency's global usage is still only in its early days. Bitcoin's market capitalization still represents a fraction of global assets and is likely to scale as nation states adopt as legal tender. What's inside Berkshire Hathaway's portfolio? You need to keep up on Warren Buffett stocks because while the Berkshire Hathaway chief sticks to a winning investing formula, that doesn't mean sitting still. Sells drug stocks again. The 5 best tech stocks to buy or watch now. Okay. 2 strong buy dividend stocks with great buyback programs. One main holdings. The first stock we're looking at, one main, is a financial services among company targeting a downscale clientele. The company makes consumer financing available for customers with a relatively high level of risk factors, resulting in poor credit histories. Citizens Bank for the second stock will stay in the financial sector. Citizens Bank is a regional banking company with over 400 branch locations across the southeast Missouri and Texas. Let's look at the chart of Coinbase and see how it went down. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Takeover targets. Tesla, About Labs, Intel earnings ratings watch. Tesla earnings, About Lab earnings. The maker of a popular and hard to find at home rapid test for COVID 19. Okay, expected to report revenue of $10.66 billion and profit per share of $1.21 in the fourth quarter. After vicious stock market, it's time to Goldman Sachs. The Fed has to stop digging, but it has a lot of work to do before it gets us out of the hole we're in. Hmm. When stocks will stop falling? Cheap Armageddon reveals how terrifyingly fragile the US supply chain actually is. But we didn't know just how bad. It was actually a 5 days from emergency kind of bad. A new report from the Department of Commerce released Tuesday found that the typical inventory of semiconductor chips fell from 40 days in 2019 to less than 5 days in 2021. Some key industries were especially strapped. That had a big impact, particularly for automakers, consumer electronics, LED lights, and even wind turbine producers. The global oil industry, for example, lost about $210 billion in revenues in 2021. Kurt Bull says, I look at the stock market and it is just starting to correct, and that worries me more. We could see another 20% fall for the Nasdaq. Wealthy investor Mark Novogratz says the days of easy money on Wall Street are coming to an end and sees more pain in store for the stock market. We had an subscription. Three no growth stocks considered for long-term buys. Dutch Bros catch Palantir stock. Three oversold me caps having a January sale. Is it time to buy the rebound in Johnson & Johnson best dollar energy stocks to invest in this year? Major stock market correction. Three safe stocks to buy in dangerous markets. Three must see stocks for 2022. And let's look at the more of stock ideas. Okay. This could be the last time to buy Verizon below $84. It's a value that should not be passed up. Three safe stocks to buy in a dangerous market. Three large cap momentum plays blocking the market correction. Market beat pockets. Best artificial intelligence stocks beyond Google. It's time to buy into the Scramble super cycle. It's time to step into young brand stock. Side upgrade ahead of earnings. Coinbase stock is giving an opening for buyers. Shopify, Coinbase, Airbnb, Shopify. This beaten up stock is perhaps one of the strongest ways to play the rise of e-commerce. Shopify. Okay, it's going to put on my watch list. Cloud-based commerce. Which is a trend that isn't going away anytime soon. Shopify's cloud-based commerce platform for small. Oh, okay. I'm going to read two articles right now and put an end to it. Okay. Oh, hey, Moon. Hello, hello. It's been 44 minutes, and I'm going to finish it soon. After reading two articles. Two articles. Hmm? text message. 아, 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. 59429. Did you get it? I'm just repeating myself so that you you get what I'm saying. I have no idea whether you get. Okay, okay. After reading two articles, I'll call you right away. Okay. It looks like you called me just a few minutes ago. I'll call you. Okay. Shopify, this beaten up stock is perhaps one of the strongest ways to play the rise of e-commerce, which is a trend that isn't going away anytime soon. Shopify's cloud-based commerce platform for small and medium-sized business plays an integral role in the consumer economy, and the company's growth has been nothing short of staggering over the last few years. Shopify's most recent quarter was a reminder of why it's been such a big winner. Its company delivered total revenue of $1.12 billion. Let's look at the chart of Shopify. Was it? Yeah, Shopify. Okay. The company's growth has been nothing. It's also worth noting that the company announced a record-setting Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend last November with sales of $6.3 billion globally. Splunk Inc., Offshore Holdings, a cloud-based artificial intelligence lending platform, aggregates consumer demand for loans and connects it to its network of the company's AI bank partners. Headquartered in San Francisco, develops and markets software solutions. Its products the Splunk platform removes the barriers between data and action, empowers teams to ensure their organizations are secure, resilient, and innovative. Splunk just celebrated its first $1 billion cloud quarter. Cloud accounting serves 68% of its software money generation. The company finished 2021 with 635 customers, up 43% from a year ago. Big things for quarter four. Cloud ARR is expected to be between $1.325 billion. Okay, I've read too much tonight. Okay, this is it. And tomorrow is Thursday night, so I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye bye.